This is London calling in the Overseas Service of the British Broadcasting Corporation.
I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
The pocket battleship, Graf Spee, which has been for many weeks preying upon the trade of the South Atlantic, has met her doom.
Mother dear, I'm writing you from somewhere in France, hoping this finds you well.
We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall never surrender.
Hang up the washing on the Siegfried line, 'cause the washing day is here. Whether the weather may be wet or fine, we'll just love along.
Das Oberkommando der Wehrmacht gibt bekannt. Ein im Atlantik operierender deutscher Flottenverband unter Führung des Flottenchefs Admiral Lütjen im Seegebiet um Island auf schwere englische Seestreitkräfte. Das Schlachtschiff Bismarck hat hierbei einen englischen Schlachtkreuzer, wahrscheinlich Hood, vernichtet.
The sinking of the Bismarck was due to the cooperation of the RAF with the Navy. And Rodney, which did some pretty work with her 16-inch guns.
This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning. But the Japanese High Command had declared that a state of war existed with Great Britain and the United States.
The German Navy, so proudly built up by that smug strategical genius, the Führer, is slowly but surely being wiped out. Now the Scharnhorst, the 26,000-ton battleship, has gone to the bottom. A not unusual result of action against the Royal Navy.
Led by a powerful British escort, the main body of the surrendered Italian fleet is transferred from Malta to Alexandria.
Signed the act of unconditional surrender of all German land, sea, and air forces in Europe to the Allied Expeditionary Force.
Back across the China Sea for the last large-scale surrender at Hong Kong, where today warships of the Royal Navy ride at anchor in the harbor.
Well, hello and welcome back to the port. Hopefully this is all working. I have been testing everything before this, but it's all down to the last minute, I guess you can say, when it comes to actually testing it in real life. Hopefully this plan will survive first contact with the enemy. Just going to double check. Yep, the desk mode is working, so that's good to see. Yep, getting the microphone all sorted. So yeah, I've changed the transparency on the camera. The reason being is obviously I found it was a little bit too transparent. As already alluded to, this will be a Q&A and Let's Play, so I have got the questions all printed out. I better just put these earphone pieces away. Meanwhile, in the background, I can get the music going. Always testing as we go along, so let's get that going. There we go. Hopefully that's all coming through nicely. Bring up the chat. And yeah, so that's all working. And so we can now go into the gaming screen. So this is where the transparency has changed. I will have to probably test the location of the camera. That is just a bit of the mountain, isn't it? It's not the green screen effect now. So I will have to test the if my positioning does affect the game play, I guess you could say, but otherwise we're just going to crack on. So I'm going to start off with the Gallant for now. The reason being is nice to start off with something smoky, like I always say. Just gets me on my toes, and I haven't done any warm-up games, so I'm going to have to just see how it goes. So we are taking it, I want to say flying by the seat of our pants, but I'm not really sure if that's the appropriate thing to say, but that's what it is, unfortunately. All the volumes do seem to be fine. Hello, Mike Excaving. Hello. Good to see you. How are you doing yourself? Had a good week? So we are the only destroyer in a tier 4 and 5 game. We have a Mahan, a Konigsberg, a Bedoini, Leander, Konig, Iron Duke, Texas, Tennessee, New Mexico. And a game of Capture the Base on Estuary. Guess we move forward and see how things go. Well, I hope everyone's had a good week. Hopefully the game audio is coming through nicely and not too loud. If any of the audio levels are could do with a slight tweak, then do let me know. Might just turn the music up a little bit there. We are full speed. So the enemy team, Bedoini's going to concern me a little bit because of her radar. Konigsberg is certainly going to concern me in regards to her sonar. Oh, the webcam could do a slight adjustment, couldn't it? Well, I think I've got time to actually just tweak it now. There you go, that should be slightly better. Was great, cannot complain, waiting for the update. Bismarck will be my most played battleship. I don't blame you for that. The changes to Bismarck and Tirpitz do look very intriguing, I will confess. Also looking forward to playing Vanguard. That changing rudder shift is something that has been kind of wanting, I guess you could say. So it's interesting to see that is coming through. What we got happening here? We've got Konigsberg moving through there. Leander there, but I'm probably better off just say spotting for our two battleships and see if they can really chip in. I'm kind of just waiting for that Leander to actually drop a smoke screen. I highly doubt that he's actually, say, operating a catapult fighter. Interesting choice there, to lay a smoke screen and then try and motor out of it. Konigsberg could be a concern, moving in there. Whether the Leander does like a little 180 and drifts into those torpedoes, it could be quite nice. If not, next future target potentially there. I doubt my torpedoes are going to have the range to really work that. Oh yes, fan buff. Yeah, yeah. This is the thing. Like the Vanguard steering gears buff has been something that they've been kind of wanting for a while. So seeing it actually come through does seem to be quite intriguing. I'm keeping him lit, which is quite good. At the moment, I'm just really using myself as like a forward scout. I'm trying to just keep myself undetected, which I've got loads of wiggle room. I've got 5.5 really. That Konig is going to be a potential target for future. So we're going to position ourselves for that. But the Leander did a quick 180, went back into a smoke screen. I think that Congo, I should say. I've been calling it Konig this whole time. I feel like Congo is probably going to end up sinking. Probably not much due to me. I think, yeah, Nevada should have eyes on for some of these. So maybe what I might do, I'll do from. Keep some of those in reserve. Actually, I might use some on the Iron Duke. And then we can layer smoke.
Smoke generator activated.
And then we're going to see if we can get a fire on the combat. Iron Duke's turned in. We should just drop our detectability now. There you go. Risky business. Ooh, Hawkins. Looks like the enemy's really pushed up on this flank. Thinking I might move over here, see if I can get a flank. Because at the moment they're going to want to stay anchored against our battleships, so I can get a nice flank on them. Oh boy, oh boy. Hello chaps. Hi Stumpy, good to see you, good to see you. Hello David Knight as well, good to see you, good to see you. Just started first game, oh. Started your evening, have you? Really want to get a nice broadside angle on these. The Iron Duke is almost perfect. Oh, we are, yeah, right on the edge of our detectability there. I didn't read that right.
The enemy team has taken the lead. We sank their battleship.
Just keeping a few back just in case. Oh, okay, I really want to keep that Königsberg lit. If I can keep the Königsberg lit, there's a good chance one of our battleships might be able to sling some AP over. There she goes. Getting honed into a corner here. I mean, it's a target-rich environment. That seems to be the problem. I've made a bad decision.
À tous les bâtiments. Sur la cible. Affirmative. Enemy cruiser sunk. Smoke generator activated. Smoke screen set. Main turret critically damaged. Problem solved, sir.
Well, there's always one more torpedo. Don't think it's going to work.
Main turret critically damaged. Main turret critically damaged.
Well, I'm deliberately missing. I'm deliberately missing. Okay. Because I just need to get 2 away from her. And I'm in the clear.
Smoke screen set.
I need to get to the base and start to get some resets. Just be cautious of the 5.5. I think we're clear. There you go. it's a brave tactic to rush them and then run past them, but it does work. And there we go, winning on base. Oh, thank God. The destroyer on Earth is a good thing. I think it all depends on what you main in. I main in cruisers and destroyers mostly. A change of 100 meters in my detectability, I don't really find too much of a concern. I think it only really matters in some really niche areas, and I think at the end of the day, commanders have always been subject to change, and so it's not really much of a surprise, I guess you could say, when you consider how strong some destroyer concealment could be. I think it's a fair change because they've done it to because they've done it to the majority of commander builds. It's kind of like it's affecting all destroyers regardless. Dude. Or would you, should I just call you Dude? I'll call you Dude if that's okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. What did I call? I didn't go third on the team, but that was, yeah. It was a nice, like, evasive dodge on the Iron Duke, which almost had me for breakfast. So let's just get this slightly adjusted because it's just digging into my glasses. I think I'll do one more game before I start go through a couple of questions. So what I'll do. Any requests, chat? Any requests? Get them in early because we have got a nice 3-hour stream. Maybe I might take the grand old lady out. Yeah, we'll do the grand old lady. Just gotta get these comfortable. There we go. Hopefully the positioning of the lack of translucency on the camera, hopefully that is not degrading or restricting anything. I've just got to sort my table side out here. I've got a lot going on. I'm talking about a lot going on. We've got some tea, which we'll contemplate. Let's see. What do we have? We have a tier 5 and 4 game of Capture the Base on Ring. We have a Guardia Japard, Emerald and Aoba, an Oklahoma, a Tennessee, a Matsu, a Warspite, and a Tennessee. Up to the right flank. Nelson. Okie dokie. We'll give Nelson another go, because every time I take the Nelson out, things always go downhill. And while we're just getting ourselves into position, we can crack out the herbal tea. Oh, that's nice and hot. Right, let's get these guns trained over to where we're expecting the enemy. Just going to change the headset like that. There we go, that's better. What have we got down the range then? We got a Warspite and an Oklahoma. Now I have got the Brawler trait on the Warspite, so it has slightly shortened my range, hence why I'm not in range of them as yet. Just got to wash my glasses.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
That's always the joys of this map. There's so many little avenues for battleships to get sneaky rounds through. Hopefully that should be enough from them.
Enemy battleship detected.
I think what we're going to do is angle in like this. Problem is that does put us broadside onto some potential torpedo business happening. Oh, 11,000, nasty. That Matsu's way out of range, isn't it? That's good then. Just wait for X and Y turret to train around.
Stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Major, is it tea or is it the spawn of Satan? No, it is. It's lemon and ginger herbal tea. The usual. Well, not the usual. I guess it all, like I say, it all depends on my mood. I find Bovril can be like a nice, heavy, hearty drink, which I do enjoy. But you have to be in the mood for it. Is the way I put it. Let's see if we can wrap up this Warspite down. There she goes.
Enemy battleship sunk. Off to a
What have we got going on here? We've got a Texas potentially trying to muscle in around the corner. Would be interesting. There goes our Iron Duke, who was off to our starboard quarter. I think ideally, if I could have it, I would like that Texas to chase me south from here. So with that in mind, I'm going to swing myself. Then again, part of me would like to actually use my secondaries and partially brawl with him. So maybe we'll just see if we can close into a bit of secondary range. However, it looks like the chap is turning away. Nice work, nice work.
nice work. Nice work.
Right, I've really got to watch my side here, because there's a big gap there. Matsu can't use it yet, but he could do in the future, and Matsu's definitely going to have the range. Now, nice one about Warspite, she does have 15-inch guns, and she's also got normal AP, she hasn't got British AP, so she can really quite hurt these ships, which is quite nice. I think, yeah, that was the Matsu. I thought she was going to try it.
Enemy battleship sighted.
We'll give her AB and X turret. Only doing 5,000 to her. Now that very thing that the Matsu just did to us, we're going to try that maybe against this Tennessee. We'll just wait for the other 3 turrets to load up. Oh, we've lost eyes. And this is the downside of not running the Catwell aircraft.
I need intelligence data.
At least we're not spotted, so we've got a nice idea that the DD can't be too near.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Just try it, you never know. What's the DD on that flag? The guidey, okay. Maybe see if we can close in onto the Oklahoma. We've taken a bit of a beating from the Oklahoma, but it's time to use one of those 5 repair parts we have. Nice take, yeah, the problem was it was a takedown on the Warspite. It's like killing your own brother. Okay, just got to watch ourselves against the Matsu, because she has got 16-inch guns. Would love some eyes onto that Oklahoma, who has a rather large range build.
Fire! Concentrate fire on the designated target. Acknowledged.
Oh, there she is. Okay, Japard. Okay. I think we should be able to do that. The Oklahoma's getting into a really awkward place.
All forces, capture the base.
thinking I might just move away from this flank.
I need intelligence data.
I might go this way. Gonna try this. I'm thinking I might see if I can push through and come out where the Nuremberg is. You're thinking of doing the same, which is a little bit slightly awkward. Maybe we can catch this Tennessee unawares as we come around the corner.
Acknowledged. We've been spotted. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
What's that cruiser? Over. That's a bit risky. I should be able to open those. Ah, the dispersion is awful. Thank you.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Double fire. I don't think he got torpedoes away.
Problem solved, sir.
I think my shells are in the lead. We'll find out. Yes. There we go. That was basically the reason why I went through the middle was that Oklahoma's really awkward. In combination with their Tennessee and Matsu, they had like a really horrible crossfire on us in that corner. So if I went through the middle, I can use the island against the Oklahoma, potentially push through into the middle, or at least maybe move over onto the other flank. Been able to pull it off quite nicely there. So now when there's just one ship, so it's quite easy to angle against that if he decides to try and flex on us. Oh, hello Sniper Patch as always. Good to see, good to see. Warspite, very good AP. Yes, I would agree, Mike XM, very much indeed. Stumpy, I didn't know that Warspite had normal AP. Neither did I until about a couple of months ago. Like, I was adamant she had like standard British short fuse AP. It was only when I did like a thorough search of the Discord did I actually find out she had standard AP, and since then I've been playing her differently, and against battleships I've been yielding a lot more better results, I guess you say. She still doesn't citadel battleships that often, but the shells do always hurt when they hit, which is quite nice. With my Warspite, I have gone for a secondary build. I think her secondary range is 7.8 kilometers, which is just more for laughs, really. But it can be a bit funny when you end up in those close quarters engagements, especially when you're in like a tier 5 and 4 game. Oh, mic. The only downside is I have gone for a brawler build, which does obviously have its like close quarters buffs, but it does neutralize my gun range a little bit, which is a bit of a shame. But it's something I can live with usually, I guess you could say. Right, well, that's the first half an hour of the stream. That was a very nice game in the Warspite. That might make it as the stream highlight. You never know. Obviously, earning a nice bit of steel and stuff like that. So what I'll do is, while I'm stripping it off, we will jump to the at the desk mode, and I will I'll go through some of the initial questions. My aim is to try and break these down throughout the stream. So I'm not going to just ramble through questions. Like I say, it is a Let's Play in Q&A. I have organised the questions into people's first choices as a batch, then their second choices, third choices, so on and so forth. Towards the end of these questions, it's purely Stumpy West, because he was the only one who decided to ask 7 questions. Thank you, Stumpy. And one thing I have done is there were quite a few questions regarding like the modelling side of it. Some of you may know that is one of my hobbies. So what I did was I put those questions aside. I plan to do a future like a modelling live stream where I will probably I think I'm going to probably do some work on the Victory at Sea Ark Royal model. And while I'm painting her, I'll probably also have the questions there, and we can have a bit of a chat, I guess you could say, like almost like we're doing now, but rather than it being playing World of Warships Legends, it'll be building or painting model boats for Victory at Sea. Let's see. So I'll try and do like 3 or 4 questions in this little break bit. Oh, thank you, dude. This is a desktop background which is supplied by the Imperial War Museum. So it is quite nice. I have rigged it a bit, so I've split, made a foreground which is separate from the background. And this is the photo is from the Cabinet War Rooms, which I did visit 2 weeks ago, I believe. Good evening, Andy Mack, who caught us in the first round of questions. So, from Brandon ABC, when do you think a new nation will be arriving to World of Warships Legends? Well, obviously, as a CC, we don't necessarily get that much more information than you guys get when it comes to the actual patch notes. So, in regards to anything that we actually know, we know nothing. In regards to if we did know something, we wouldn't be able to tell you anyway, because we are have to abide by an NDA, a non-disclosure act. However, I've kind of got my fingers crossed for pan-European destroyers. That's something that I think will probably be in the next nation. Whether that comes this year or whether that comes later on, I don't know. I would like it to come this year, because at the start of this year, in the January patch, they changed the background of the nation for the Bieksevitska and the Orkan, and for Swerczki, the commander. They changed those from the Polish flag to the pan-European flag, the blue flag with like the golden map of Europe on it. So that would make me feel that it's closer, and when that change was highlighted by the community in a community manager's live stream to Canada's responses, that is a potential hint to something that is coming in the future. So I kind of feel pan-European destroyers are probably the most likely next true new nation, because the reason being is we've already got all the major nations in the game. The only nations that we don't have in the game, in comparison to World of Warships PC, are things like Pan-Europe, Pan-America, Pan-Asia, and the Commonwealth. So I think out of those, the most likely next one is going to be Pan-Europe. From Admiral Kriv, Legends just celebrated its 2nd birthday. At the current state of the game, will it last another 5 or 10 years? Well, when I first started this game, I didn't really anticipate to be still playing it 2.5 years down the line. Well, two and a bit years down the line, I guess you could say. And furthermore, I didn't really think I was going to make a YouTube channel and actually become a CC and actually do things like this, like live stream and stuff like that. So it was something that... so I'm surprised to be here. I'm surprised to still be playing the game and things like that. Do I think it will last another 5 or 10 years? I think if the state of the game stayed very similar to the way it is now, where there aren't huge changes and things like that, like if the game stayed like it was right now, would I still be playing it in 5 years' time? I could very easily still be playing it in 5 years' time, obviously subject to things that go on in my life, like maybe future kids and things like that. If they changed the game significantly or other ways like that, could that potentially change the lifespan of the game? That is potential. I know that World of Warships Legends or Wargaming do intend to keep World of Warships Legends going for probably quite a while. So I think it's got a good long lifespan in it. From Sean Whitling, do you like collaborations in World of Warships Legends? Yes and no, I guess you could say. Like the collaborations we've had have been Azure Lane, Archipelago of Blue Steel, Transformers, Godzilla vs. Kong. In regards to my interest in those collaborations, I'm not really interested in those collaborations. So, in regards to the collaborations, not really interested. However, what those collaborations sometimes bring to the game in regards to additional commanders and things like that, I do find quite interesting. So I think there's two sides to that coin, Sean. I do like them and I don't like them at the same time. Or I do like them and I'm not really fussed about them. I think your next question, which I actually have bumped down to the next section, so I'll just answer, what collaborations would you like to see in the future? Obviously keeping it naval related. I can't really think of anything is the best way to put it. I mean, there's always jokes about the idea of maybe doing, like, whether they did something stupid like a McDonald's or a Pepsi or a Star Wars. I mean, there's an endless list of collaborations. Whether any of them I'm actually particularly interested in, not really. In all honesty, so I'm not really sure on that one. I think what I'd much rather see, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe some more like slightly historical commanders come to the game. If those historical commanders are partially locked behind doubloons or only available for Global XP or Commander XP, I think depending on their value, they could be quite interesting. I mean, there's always one collaboration that I would love to see, and that would be a World of Warships Legends community contributor collaboration, where you could potentially purchase community contributors as commanders in the game. The chances of them ever doing it on Legends, I would say, is slim. When you consider that I believe the only one they ever did on PC was with Jingles, and Jingles is a very big ex-community contributor, I should say. However, would Legends do it? I doubt it. If Legends did do it, would I even be asked to do it? I would highly doubt it because I'm a very small channel. Would I love to do it and partake in it? Yes, I really would. I'm sure some of you guys would probably rather enjoy me being a British or Royal Navy cruiser commander and hearing my apparently smooth voice, I'm not quite sure on that, talking to you, telling you what's going on with your ship. That would be the only collaboration I'd really like to see. And I'll answer one more from Dimothinus. Ships that I would be excited to see in the game. He also adds this with the clause, except from British battle cruisers, we all know you love them. Unfortunately, I think for me that's almost like a loaded question because of my very much interest in the Royal Navy. So I think if there were ships that I would like to see in the game, I mean, first of all, let's start off with just ships which are on the PC version of the game. The ships that I'm probably the most excited to see to potentially come to World of Warships Legends is going to be HMS Repulse, I believe. Again, I know it's a British battle cruise, and you told me not to talk about them, but I'm going to mention her. She's definitely quite interesting. Also, HMS Tiger does look interesting. If I could expand it and say any ship in the game, maybe HMS Hood post 1942 refit, or HMS Renown post 1940 refit, or even some Dido class cruisers. I'd very much love to see some Dido class cruisers. So that's 5 questions, so I'm going to quickly pop this aside. I'll catch up with the chat. Only question is, do you put bread in your bovril and eat it with a spoon? I do. I've tried it once. I didn't quite like it. I'm much more of the... I would rather put sherry in my Bovril and have that over Christmas. But yes, Stumpy, no Bovril questions. I guess that's fine, it's fine. Andy Mac, Ark Royal was built in my hometown. Oh, very nice. Camel... River Mersey. Yes, actually, I remember that. So much. Will Wargaming reduce the amount of steel for the items in the forge? Based on the development manager live stream, which happened a little while back, they are aware that the income rate of steel is less than desired, and therefore, based on that, you could say that the things that are available for steel in the forge is overpriced. That is something I completely agree with. Personally, I feel that stuff in the forge is overpriced. I don't mind the Missouri for 30,000. That kind of makes sense, but the rest of the stuff just does not make. It just seems to be twice as much as it should be. So in that regard, I completely agree. Yes, stuff is overpriced. Their intentions in regards to steel is they've got two options. They can either reduce the price of things that are for sale for steel, or they can increase the amount of steel that we earn. And their intentions in the future is to increase the amount of steel that we earn. Potentially just keep an eye on the game. See how, I think you can already kind of see it. When it comes to things like ranked and arena, there's more steel available, and there's more steel available at lower achievements. So like if you think back to the first season of Arena, the only position that got you steel was first place, whereas now like you can get steel lower down, and same with ranked, you can get steel like part way through. So intention is obviously just to, rather than reduce the price of steel, is to just give us more steel. Stumpy, Major is a commander in World of Warships Legends. Start the petition now. If they ever did, I mean, you could always obviously request it, I guess you could say. But I doubt they'll ever do that kind of collaboration with the CCs. I mean, I would pay Wargaming to do it. That's because I would love to do it. I would love to sit there and record all the voice lines. I have even contemplated making like a joke video of like a false, not a false advertisement, but a Mickey Take advertisement of what it would be like if I was a commander. Micah's Game, if you're to configure the consumables, how would you like them to work in your own words and affect gameplay? If you are to configure the consumables, how would you like them to work in your words? Could you rephrase the question, like it's going? I just want to be sure on what you mean there before I go respond to it. David, Major, as a commander, would be great. Perhaps he could give us a preview, i.e., torpedoes to port. I'm not going to tease you with the preview, because I've already got ideas of what I'd like to say. It's a video that I do intend to make. More than likely, I think if I do get around to making that video, it's probably going to be a Christmas special, I think, which would be quite a nice little gift to you guys. So watch this space, but don't expect anything too soon. They've done it with jingles. Yeah, they've done it with jingles. I mean, are you asking like what traits I would have, or what I would say in regards to like when certain consumables are turned on? I haven't even looked at the shipping forecast. I'm kind of just going into this a little bit blind. That's a very kitey Edinburgh. Let's get ourselves into a position where we're not. Akaski, Palo Emilio, Edinburgh, North Carolina, Colorado, Tirpitz, Jean Bar, Massachusetts. Jean Bar, we know the Palo Emilio is over there then. What I'm doing is I'm just seeing that the Edinburgh is, yeah. So I'm going to try and see if I can swing around and get this. Stumpy, if you're enjoying the stream, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Much obliged, Stumpy. Although I think everyone there is a subscriber and things like that. But obviously, like I always say, if you can give the stream a thumbs up, it obviously helps promote the stream, promote the channel. Because the more interaction you guys have with videos, whether that's likes, dislikes, comments, chats, it does obviously assist in the YouTube algorithm. I think we should be able to just stop here for a second. Like I said, damage consumables, secondaries, heal, all that jazz. What would I say? Oh, I'm going to hold back on what I would say then. I don't want to give away anything yet. I want to make it as a Christmas special. This is very risky for a Nelson. Oh, we overlaid. She's got very good. She's got to have propulsion mods on there. I do not like playing in the middle. This is so dangerous for a Nelson. I am not going to do well this game because I'm in the middle. We'll see what we can do. Oh boy. That's got to be aimed at me, I bet. Oh no. There she goes.
Our team has taken the lead. I need support.
Right. Not quite yet. This could hurt. To be honest, that could have been a lot worse. I'm just checking my angle against the Colorado because I don't want to be going nose on to the Colorado.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Got one fire. Oh, that's the end of the game. Not very exciting. I do apologise. Any more requests, gentlemen? That was bad. But then again, no, that was bad. That was bad. Oh well. Oh, hello, Vaz. Well, Vaz, I have something special for you, considering what you did yesterday. So obviously, thank you for the donation. I have this for you. There you go. Hopefully you enjoy. I'm not sure whether to add sound to it, but I can always just do this
Good
instead.
show.
And use the
Jolly
soundboard.
good show.
There you go, Vaz. I hope you enjoy. Let's just load of standard crits. Don't really care for the pencil coat of skin. Let's go for the hipper. No worries, Vaz. I hope you enjoyed it. That's something I've been meaning to like add in reserve. You just beat me to the point on that one with yesterday's donation. I have a question for the Q&A. Guess whose birthday it is today? Is it your birthday, Vaz? Because it was my birthday a couple of days ago. Would you like me to sing happy birthday to you again, Vaz, for the second year in a row? Right, game of domination, Sleeping Giant. We're playing the Tier 7 German tech tree cruiser, the Hipper. And we are in a very cruiser heavy game. Tier 6 and 7. Akatsuki, Hitachi. 06, Mayuku. Okatrov, Siegfried. Colorado, Georgia. Oh no, where you're going, Charles Patel, before I connect. Okay, you're going hard that way, so I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to support the Okatrov 36 and the Georgia. Load up AP. Make sing, Vaz. Unfortunately, I don't have the voice of Marilyn Monroe, so I can't sing Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Akachav. And a Siegfried. Okay, Siegfried was one that did potentially concern me because she's got 15-inch guns. But everything else seems to be alright. Colorado. Akatsuki. I think it's become tradition at this point to sing me happy birthday. Oh, go on then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Las Vegas. Happy birthday to you.
All stations.
I won't sing any of the alternative versions of Happy Birthday that I know. We have torpedoes.
All stations. Concentrate fire on that target.
Torpedoes voraus. Torpedoes auf Backbord.
À tous les bâtiments. Demande d'appui feu.
I wonder, what's the chance of me being able to slip into this objective? It is so risky. Oh, this is a bad idea. Sorry, I'm just seeing the Colorado like change his mind and start coming over here, which is really bad.
All stations. Requesting fire on the designated target. Acknowledged.
No, they're way too short range. There's an opportunity here. It is slim.
Torpedoes voraus.
Might be able to get into the cap.
Torpedoes voraus.
I think I might have to work this Colorado over for a bit though. If we can get rid of the Colorado, that's going to really free up this center. What are you? My AQ, mostly rearward facing torpedoes. Okay.
Torpedoes
Biggest
direkt
risk,
voraus.
Georgia.
Feuer auf gegnerisches Kriegsschiff konzentrieren.
That's the big risk I was expecting. Overpens. This is getting on my nerves, these overpens.
Stations, proceed and capture that area.
Gegnerischer Kreuzer zerstört.
Don't really want to play with Knockout. Oh, we've got the numbers. I don't think we got the HP. And we really need destroyers. Oh, Literabo. Okay, you're weak. Fair enough. I'm just going to have to regen some HP here.
Katapultjäger in der Luft.
See if we can work the Georgia over from here. Albemarle. Okay, let's see if we can do the Albemarle. I think it's my birthday ship request is the Gnevny. Oh, you. Thank you, Vaz. Okay, Albemarle, Gnevny. How good is the Tennessee? Not a personal favourite of mine, I would say. Don't really. I'm not a fan of the American battleships. I don't really like that kind of slow gameplay. So the Tennessee I did kind of find quite painful.
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
Alcatraz has finally come out to play. And our team's dropping like flies, and I'm going to be one of them.
Katapultjäger kehrt zum Schiff zurück.
Is it just more overpens? Do any of these cruisers have citadels? Oh, I'm next. Goody. Does anyone have a citadel these days? No, no one has a citadel. Fine. HE? Is HE going to reward me more? Don't really do say much. Stumpy. German ship major, that should have been a converted to the Royal Navy, sir. It was always amusing to think that there was always a potential for the Prince Eugen to have been awarded to the Royal Navy at the end of World War II. That would have been quite funny. Rather than it being USS Prince Eugen, it would have been HMS Prince Eugen. Really? Okay. I mean, the AP on the Hipper is very nice. Right. With that, we shall jump back to the at the desk while I'll answer a few more questions, and I'll get the Gnevny ready for Vaz for his birthday. Pardon me. What is the Gnevny? That's the tier 5. Is it the tier 5? Yeah. I'll have to remind myself of my commander build as well. Okay. Oh, I'll do some more questions. Let's see, where did I get to in the questions? Let's get these into a sensible place. There we go. Stumpy. There we go. Do any other family members know of your persona, the Gallifrey Major? Have they watched the channel and what do they think? Yes, family do know. Do they watch? Not strictly speaking. I think my parents kind of like tune in and watch like the odd bit on catch up every now and then, just for the sake of it. Amusingly, I think one of my birthday cards, I can't show you because it has my full name like blasted across the front of it, so I can't show you. But one of my cards was had a picture of Hood on it. It had my name, then it had Captain Major. In brackets underneath, and then inside it was obviously from my parents, and it was from the Hood, which was quite amusing. But in general, I don't really know what the family really think of it. I'm sure my grandfather and my grandmother really don't care about it. My granddad is one of those who is very like anti-internet, so he probably looks down on it, I guess you could say. I think my parents. I think they just like that I'm doing something, I guess you could say. So in that respect, I guess it all depends on the generation. I know one of the brother-in-laws was really interested because he does his own YouTube channel as well in regards to something else. So me and him ended up with a bit of common ground to chat about. Brandon ABC, your second question. What is your take on the controversy on PC World of Warships? In regards to controversy, I assume that you're talking in regards to the community contributor walkout. I kind of agree with why they've walked out. Obviously, it's a lot of reasons and it's a lot of straws, and the final straw to break the camel's back was the treatment of the CC Little White Mouse. So at the end of the day, they're making a stand mostly for CCs and their general treatment, but they're also they're combining it with other reasons like the Missouri happening over on PC and how that is being grossly monetized. So I kind of agree with them, but it's like over there. They're kind of in a different pond to us CCs. I think if there had been some more cross-pollination between the CC programs, then maybe you could have seen that happen on Legends. But the thing is, our community program is actually really well done. And I think in comparison to the community contributor program over on PC, it sounds like it's a world of difference. And so there doesn't necessarily seem to be any like large number of reasons or any big reasons to walk away as a CC on World of Warships Legends. Let's see. Komoto, hello. Best camo for the Hood. I think personally the original is the original premium camouflage that comes with it is quite nice. I do have a bit of a soft spot for the Azure Lane Hood camo, but I haven't got it, and I don't really like having the Azure Lane stuff turned on at all. And then the red, white, and blue historically inspired rubbish made up camouflage, I guess you could say, that has grown on me to the point where I do have that one equipped at the moment. However, I guess I think through and through I'm always going to be in favour of the more historical camouflage. Baz, Okoshov does not have a citadel, Russian bias OP. Baz, I can join your Gnevny game if you're up for it. Yeah, I'll drop you an invite in the background here then, while I'm just going to read about maybe one or two more of these questions out. There you are, Baz. Okay. Amel Kriv. I think this kind of ties into maybe Dimophinis' question earlier. So if you could choose a ship from any nation, from any era, which one would you like to see in the game as a new tech tree or premium ship? He says his personal choice would be the SMS Icarus, which would be a Austro-Hungarian ship from a battleship, I should say, from probably the First World War, I believe. So that does sound quite interesting. I think it would be interesting to see if we get like some like other nation flags in the game as well, just so players from those nations can equip those flags. But I think, like I was saying in response to Dimophinis' question, I do have a soft spot for obviously the Royal Navy. Ships I would like to see. I'd love to see Repulse Renowned, Hood Refit 1942, and some Dido class cruisers. They're definitely, certainly things that I do like. I've already read Sean's question there. So I'll do one more. From Doom Venus, where do you see this game in the future? I think it's just going to continue expanding, continue growing. It's definitely the little sister of the franchise. And she, although they're sisters, they are definitely different. Especially when you consider the carriers and things like that. So I think hopefully it just continues to grow. It will probably always partially follow in the footsteps of its sister, but where its big sister falls down and messes up with her life, the little sister's gonna learn from those life lessons, hopefully, and she's gonna have a better approach to life, I guess you could say. Would be like a strange way of me summarising that. Okay, so I've got down to more of Stumpy's questions, thank you. So I'll pop that aside and we can jump back to the game. There we go. So I've got Vaz here. We're going for a double Gnevny, it looks like. So, tally ho. Let's see how this goes. And I'll pour another cup of tea. We are, we're coming up to 8:10. And then after this, we have the Albemarle. And once we finish the tea, we do have some scotch that the missus got me for my birthday. They're just the little gift bottles from a, I would say like local brewery or kind of semi-local brewery. Maybe this might give you an idea whereabouts in the United Kingdom I live when I tell you that it's Cotswold whiskey.
Good luck, everyone.
Let's see, we have a game of domination on Trident. We have a monstrous amount of DDs. We have a Hatsuhara, a Fubuki, and a Shashio, and a Kid. We also have a Leander, a California, a Poltava, a Scharnhorst, and a North Carolina. And I don't have my Splendento build. I've got a gunboat build. Okay, right, we're going to have to see how this goes. I should have gone for the Splendento build, because that's always good fun. With that, go all out and charging at battleships at like 4.4 kilometers in the Minsk. Whether we can do that later on, I don't know. Oh, which Scotch? I think I've alluded. But yeah, Cotswold whiskey. I've got peated, original, and the what's this one? Things like Brewer's Choice or something like that. Founder's Choice, that's it.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
So it's going to be interesting to give that a go. So the latter part of this live stream may turn into a not a Scotch whiskey, because obviously it's made down in the south. So just a whiskey review, I guess, a single malt whiskey review, I should say. It's because I usually buy Scotch that Scotch just rolls off the tongue when it comes to talking about whiskies. My detectability in this thing is a monster, but we will see what we can do. Going for the cap. Now, I've just got into the cap, I'm now reversing backwards into the cap. The reason being is that way my nose is pointing out the cap, so should I need to make a break for it, I can do so quite rapidly. At the end of the day, I got my RDF, it's telling me where the nearest enemy ship is, and I want to be pointing my stern towards that so I can run away from it. 2 enemy destroyers have been spotted at the Alpha objective. However, we have seen no movement in regards to the Bravo objective. We do have a smoke screen to the north of the Charlie objective, so that is potentially... how the hell did we lose a Gneisenau already? Okay, we know the Kid is located over there. Is Charlie contested? No. What's the battleship? Poltava. Just borrowing Baz's smoke screen. Poltava is most certainly the nearest ship. What do we have in here? Hatsuharu.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
I doubt that the Poltava will wish to come into the objective. However, it would appear that he does wish to come into the objective.
Concentrate fire on the
I
enemy
too
warship.
like to live my life dangerously. Not quite. Okay.
Пожарная тревога. Линкор врага потоплен.
Сконцентрировать огонь на указанной цели.
Неполадки устранены.
I need to remember to use the soundboard more often.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
Oh, you will use your guns. Very good.
Двигатель выведен из строя.
Yep, we do have unstoppable. So I'm just training my guns over to the starboard side. I need to get back towards the Charlie objective because we're losing Bravo. That's the engine turnaround ahead of the Bravo. It is not the Fubuki. Okay. I think we will actually train our guns off to the left side.
Неполадки устранены.
Vanguard or KGV? A Shashia? Ooh, okay. We gotta get back over there. Where's the other DD? Where is he? There he is. Okay, sorry, I'm just blind. Gnevny is certainly not the ship to try and carry the team.
Сфокусировать огонь на вражеском корабле.
Команда противника получила преимущество.
Vaz, how would you like to die? I'm thinking I might see if I can get myself absolutely obliterated by the Leander. Oh, the North Carolina is weak. Okay, the Shasha is weak now. Now I have got Violetti as an inspiration, so I should drop off detectability after 15 seconds. We got a chance here, we gotta go for this, I'm sorry. Let me try and bring these numbers back. Oh, that's a little bit too close to comfort. Sorry. commander up front. And of course now paralyzed.
Торпеды слева по борту. Двигатель выведен из строя. Неполадки устранены.
Yes, I did. I'll go spotting.
Торпеды по левому борту. Торпеды за кормой.
We'd like to know what you think. Oh boy.
Hey ho! There they are.
Dead.
Tis but a scratch.
Hello, Neighbour Bishop. Hello, hello, hello. Doing alright yourself? Well, that was a interesting game in the Gnevny. Gneisenau are dead in the first 2 minutes of the game, and he didn't even close into brawl, which is like, he must just been flat broadside to the was it North Carolina or the Colorado on the end? It must have been North Carolina. That is one hell of a way to lose a Gneisenau. If you're happy to stick around, Vaz, I think we're gonna. Although the Albemarle has been requested, the Vanguard's been requested, so I might have to give the Vanguard a go. And this is a little bit of a preemptive tease, I guess you could say, with my rotor shift build. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll give that a go. Sorry for the bump, don't worry about it, Vaz, it's all fine. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, hopefully everyone's all well, hopefully everyone's having a good evening, good afternoon. Apparently I had a little bit of a blip there, which is most interesting. It does look like my internet did temporarily blip out there. Hopefully you're still there and you can still hear me.
Action stations.
Let's see what we got ourselves into. We're in the Vanguard, also obviously HE. The Terrible, York, Atlanta, Cleveland, Gneisenau, North Carolina, Lenin, Jean Bar, Georgia. This is a very busy game and I need to get that rudder moving now. We're hard over. Sorry, Vaz. This is why I want a sorry command. There you go, you should be clear now. I do apologise for that. Oh boy, you were detected. Okay. Can you give a quick review of the Vanguard? Been a while. I think I need to play her more to get a better appreciation. Because there's the thing, like, I don't play Tier 7 that much, and when I do, I rarely play battleships as well. I have found this rudder shift build I've got with the Vanguard to be quite nice. Basically, I've got a 9.5 second rudder shift on the Vanguard. So it does mean that she's a bit more kitey. They're all boarding up in the centre, which makes me wonder whether or not I should be moving down here. I just saw a torpedo go past as well, so there's definitely a DD in the area. So we are looking at having the low fantast over here. Georgia, Jean-Bar. Jean-Bar's just playing the range game. So it's North Carolina. Yeah, the Jean-Bar's got like a really quick... I assume he may have used his relay booster for that. Oh, he's over there. Oh. This is going to be a very short game in the Vanguard.
Hull breach. We're taking on water. Problem solved, sir.
I'm really hoping I haven't come under fire. Yeah, if our Z06 could pinch the Terabelle. I think Vaz might get this. I'll just fire anyway, there you go. I might do my guns to my starboard side, see if I can help Vaz here. Vanguard, not a sniper. No, definitely not. She's a kiter. The problem is you almost need the enemy like willing to push into you or stay in range, and at the moment what I've got is I've got a large cluster of battleships focused in the centre and a Jean-Bar that wants to play at range, so I can't necessarily use my kind of kiting ability against them as yet. Komodo, Azerlane Hood, Azerlane Queen, or Azerlane Nelson for Vanguard. At the moment I'm using Azerlane Queen Elizabeth, but not for any particular trait that she has, just because I have her available. Like, I do have quite a few different commander builds for the British, and I do like to change between them. Queen Elizabeth at the moment is spare. I don't think you particularly need to have any of the Azerlane commanders in order to have a rudder shift build. Well, I guess you maybe do need Azerlane Baltimore.
Fire! Alle Stationen brauchen Feuerunterstützung.
She should burn out, actually.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Now, the only downside of going for the kitey build is you have to not go for propulsion mods, and I think propulsion mods on the Vanguard is very helpful.
fighters.
Oh, she timed that nicely, thankfully. Let's see how this goes. The picture of the Vanguard is magnificent, all you need to know. They're certainly interesting. Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina. This is a lot of things I don't want to be seeing. Thankfully, like, Vanguard does have this, like, monster repair party, so when it comes to fire damage, it's not necessarily a have to put the fire out kind of situation. She stays in a straight line. Let's try that. Because the nose on the Gneisenau can only resist 14-inch guns. Georgia. It's like this is actually quite advantageous going those into. Time to use the repair. She's gone. I think the North Carolina is waiting for me, hence guns trained on the corner of the island. Yeah, I don't want to go around there. I'm going to use that one trait that Queen Elizabeth has. Just because it's an Atlanta and she's that close. Is she on fire? Might burn her out then. Oh no, someone else is going to get the kill. Oh. We will put those out just because there's a lot going on. Oh, there's Cleveland. Oh. Oh no.
Problem solved, sir.
more radar? What? Oh.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Hull breach.
There was no Vanguard size gap there. That was bad. Is fully packed more useful than 5 heals? Well, fully packed would get you 1 additional heal, 1 additional secondary battery reload booster, and 1 additional main battery reload. But I mean, this is the thing. Like, I have tried so many builds on Vanguard. I mean, at the moment, like, what the reason thing with Vanguard is I do like having on second thought, which does allow me to switch ammunition types once the guns are fully reloaded. Plus, it does give me a bit more survivability with not one for nuisance. Crisscross can be helpful. Mass mechanic obviously does give me additional repair party. Running with scissors is actually going to get slightly better, so the increase in the dispersion is going to get improved. Then yeah, that's just about rudder shift. Like, I know I'm not getting the AA damage, but I just want the rudder shift. I think if you did want to use fully packed, then what I'd probably recommend would be Bruce Fraser, and then you probably want to go either Piercer or burn it down XXL. Then you have to kind of go before it's too late. Then Belarus steer clear. Then fully packed. That's probably I have tried that build before. It does work. But there's just some like battleship related traits that you can get with the battleship commanders, which I do find quite useful, or more useful, I guess you could say. But yeah, I better do a quick like back to the office question. Actually, that's the Vanguard game over and done with. Second on the team, can't complain about that then. Yeah, like I'm working on the Vanguard, trying to get like a row shift build going. Let's see where it goes in the future. Just bear with me, Vaz, while I just quickly jump back to the desk and we just do a couple more questions. But I think I am up to date with the chat, which is quite good. Change. I think, let's see, did we finish this question regarding where do you see the game in the future? The response is going to be very similar to Admiral Crib's question regarding do I see the game still around in 5 to 10 years? So on to Stumpy's questions. He's got 2 questions here which are kind of in relation to each other. So the channel's been going for, what is it, about a year and a bit now, maybe a year and a half, I guess you could say. Obviously, probably, well, some of you may know, but back in the day, BackToThePort used to be a like collaboration / like team channel. So there was 3 or 4 of us working on the channel, just doing bits and bobs here and there. So one of the hangovers of that is I sign all comments that are posted by me with dash major. The reason being is because back in the day when there was multiple of us, some of us would respond to some comments, respond to comments at different times. So obviously, just so we could keep track of who responded to what comments, we did the dash name thing. And so that's like one of the hangovers. So do I keep in contact with the original members of the channel? Basically, due to lockdown, I haven't really. But that's going to be potentially subject to change in the future. So we'll see how that goes, I guess you say. If things are cordial, would original members special be a fun idea? I think that's down to them. It is my thoughts on that one. I mean, when I said I was going to take the channel on solo, I did leave the door open. As far as I'm aware, things are still cordial, although I haven't really been in contact with them. If they wanted to do like a one-off special or something like that of the channel, I would be open to it, but I think it's too early to say or anything like that. Brandon asks, what's your favourite ship in Wales? I think for some of you, I guess you're probably expecting me to say Hood, which, yeah, she is one. I've also got a soft spot, obviously. It's mostly my soft spot's going to be tier 6, because I really like playing tier 6. My soft spots are definitely Hood, KG5, Surrey, VG. Although I think when it comes to destroyers, that'd be Cossack and Icarus. Although Jervis again is still quite good. Basically, favourite ships. It's more like, what's my favourite nation? Let's be honest. Sean, do you feel the British Navy should have kept more ships after the war for historical value instead of scrapping them for money? His personal thoughts is maybe we should have kept Warspite, as he would like to see her close up. I think it would have been nice to have preserved more ships following World War II. I think the issue was preservation just was not at the forefront of the mind at the time for the nation. I think if we could go back in time and preserve a ship, we've got Belfast, and we're lucky to have Belfast. We really are lucky to have Belfast. We've got Cavalier. We've got the A-class submarine in Portsmouth, and we got a few other ships. I think the main one we're really missing is a battleship, and my thoughts on which battleship would have been in the best condition to preserve would be Valiant or Queen Elizabeth, because towards the end of the war they had a minor refit in preparation to head out to the Pacific Theatre. Obviously, the war in the Pacific Theatre ended before they got out there, so they were actually in reasonable good condition by the time they were scrapped in 1948. So I think one of them would have made a good preservation. Warspite, although historical value-wise, she's very important. She wasn't in the best condition following a Fritz X missile in 1944. So she wasn't really. She would have been a nightmare to preserve, I guess you could say. What do you think of the negligence of World War I era ships in the game, mainly low tiers, and the exponential focus on paper designs? The lack of World War I era ships at the lower tiers, it would be nice to see more. I completely agree there. My thoughts on it is, I think the issue is potentially with the low tiers is that the player base's enthusiasm to revisit the lower tiers is not really there. Like tiers 1, tier 2, tier 3, not a lot of people revisit them apart from to do their premium supplies. Tier 4, potentially some people do play. Tier 5 is usually where most people will play, so is tier 6, and then tier 7 is your money-making ship. Oh yeah, I do the Cossack. So when it comes to the lower tiers, I think it's like, it's fun. I mean, would it be nice to see more content? Yes. Can I see why they haven't done more content? Kind of yes as well, I'd have to agree. The exponential focus on paper ship designs. With paper ships, I can see, well, I'm kind of on two sides of the fence there, because some paper designs are just, obviously there's some paper designs out there that people are really interested in. USS Montana is one of those paper design ships that really got the community really excited. So there is some enthusiasm for paper design ships. I, for one, am very enthusiastic. I would love a 1942 refit HMS Hood. Obviously, Hood sunk in 1941, but she was scheduled to refit in 42, and that refit does look really interesting. I would have loved to see that represented in game. Again, that's a paper design. So I think paper designs, it depends how they're done. Like with some of the Russian paper designs, I don't really know much about them, and when I do some historical research into them, Sometimes I'm intrigued, because sometimes a paper design ship can be quite interesting to see how something would have historically actually turned out. But then on the flip side of the coin, sometimes the historical paper designs that come through are actually absolute pieces of garbage. The Okhotnik at Tier 4 is an absolute disaster. If that ship was actually built in the configuration that she's represented in World of Warships Legends and World of Warships PC, she would probably be called the masochist, because in order to fire all those guns broadside on, you would pretty much kill, burn, wound, disorientate, and knock unconscious most of your gun crews, because the guns are just stacked far too close together. And furthermore, for the ship to actually achieve the speed represented in game, she would need more engine space, and she just doesn't have it. So I think taking a paper design and developing it into a ship, I'm fine with that. Taking a paper design and tweaking it and making it like something completely different, I'm not really for that. So I think with paper designs, there's a very fine line of what's good and what's bad. I'll do one. Let's see, what's the time? I'll save them. I'll save them then. We'll move on to a couple. Komodo, could you do a faster runner Vanguard with Tenant? I think you could, because Full Speed Ahead does do the rudder shift. So yes, you could do more, but it's not much rudder. The reason being is a fully upgraded. So if I went 16.4 with Queen Elizabeth, actually, I'll just quickly jump back to the game because we're doing that. So there we go. Just back to the game. If I did a 16.4 Queen Elizabeth, I would get minus 10% rudder shift. So I guess you could. I think if you use Tenant, you could go for a faster rudder shift build, and I have thought about it. So don't worry, I am investigating. I'm still testing out things. I'm going to be intrigued to see how the change in the next patch to her rudder shift is going to be interesting to me, because if they do add more, but they reduce her rudder shift by about 1.4 seconds, there's a potential for me to actually rather than taking steering gears to buff my rudder speed, I might swap steering gears to propulsion mods, because I think Vanguard really would benefit from propulsion mods. Because propulsion mods is quite helpful in kitey builds, because when you turn you lose speed, and so with propulsion mods what happens is when you're coming in and out of the turns you actually pick up speed a lot quicker, which can help you actually get into those, like, maintain speed through those turns, like little turns, a lot better as well. Also your second and third nation, I think, I mean, maybe some people are going to complain about the degrading way which I play certain ships, but I think, yeah, second favourite nation is probably going to be the Germans. Like, I do like the German destroyers. They are, like, my second choice of destroyers, I guess you could say. I do like the German cruisers as well. I do like the York and the Hipper, I should say. Obviously, exposed engine modules included, I guess, as a downfall. In regards to their battleships, their battleships can be fun, but I'm not necessarily any good at them. But the less mentioned about that, the better. Third favourite nation. I wouldn't necessarily. I think when it comes to third favourite, I guess it's a bit of a mix. Like, I do like the Italian cruisers. I don't know. I like all the cruisers. I like a lot of the cruisers, I should say. Okay. Okay, what are we up against? Fubuki, Shirosatsuyu, Shirosatsuyu. We also have a Fiji. 1, 2, 3. 3 torpedoes on the Mutsu. Do we have? We do have aircraft cover, so.
Generator activated. Smoke screen set.
Damn, lost sight. Okay, at least I know I have a shear success, so I will put my sonar on. Sorry, chaps. You know I'm concentrating when I don't talk. Why won't you die? There we go. Oh boy, the Shiratsu is actually rather close. There you are.
Damage.
Should be clear of those. Fix the engine.
Problem solved, sir.
Oh, thank you, Vaz, for killing the Fiji. That is going to give me some breathing space.
Good show. Jolly good show.
What have we got over there? Okay, victim number 2, potentially.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Okay. Right, let's grab this, then use our engine boost, close in on the other destroyer. Okay, nice. Ideally, need to keep New Mexico alive. What is it? It's a Shiratsu, of course it is. When do we get sonar? 2 minutes.
All forces, capture that area.
Vaz, do you want me to do that? Or do you want to stay over here and try and fend off Shiratsu? Oh no, it's in Atlanta. It's not good. Why did it have to be in Atlanta?
target. Attention, reporting the target position. Problem solved, sir.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Teammate, I need your support. Get back. Get back. Critical engine
Yeah,
damage.
that one, thank you.
Torpedoes to port. Problem solved, sir.
Come on, secondaries, do something.
Tally ho! There they are.
Boy. Right, we'll jump on board with Baz, who is in the Surrey. Ooh. He's got a half health Atlanta and pretty much a full health West Virginia to sort out. So it's really, it's down to the full health Hatsuharu. You get some spotting out there, really. Although it's nice to see Vaz actually flying the Canadian flag here, actually. If you don't know, Vaz is Canadian. Adam Cole, which nation's battleships tech tree that is easiest to grind? Japanese or French? I think at the end of the day, like, there's no particular like fast tech tree to grind, I guess you could say. Each tech tree has its own little quirks, I guess you could say. So the British have obviously got like short fuse AP. The Japanese are very like battle cruisery, and also the Nagato is can be a bit of a bullshit. Advanced the Atlanta did use a radar recently, so it should be clear here for a bit. The Americans are slow and heavy. There are some good ones there, but they're mostly at the higher tiers. American battleships can be usually like a nice introduction to battleships, because they're very basic, I guess you could say, but they are very slow and can get very tedious. My introduction to battleships, I pretty much just went straight on with the British. I think at the end of the day, battleships can be some of the most fun at times. Sometimes where the easiest things can go wrong as well. I don't think it's going to be a win for our team, unfortunately. But we'll keep with it while I catch up with the chat. So, battleships, I think just dabble at the lower tiers and see which ones take your fancy, really. They've all got their quirks. Japanese, French have Leon and Richelieu, which are very unique for experienced players, especially Lion. Yeah, very true. I found the Cotswolds miniature set for you have, Major, right at Miami, 59%, 60% ABV. Watch yourself. Oh, I will do. Andy Mack, I got a draw the other night. Only one in over 3k games. I think I've got two, but one of those was in a game of ranked. No idea what the Hatsuharu was doing. Not really too sure there myself either. I didn't. What was that? I didn't even look. Okay, me and Vaz, yeah, doing our bit. I can't complain about that. Albemarle was requested a little while ago, so maybe we will take the Albemarle out. I was thinking it's customary to take the Bismarck out, but well, let's see. We do bump that one. Yeah, we do the Albemarle. Stumpy, long live the Queen Vaz. Oh, Z06, interesting. Hey Major, school just got over, but probably hang with friends for a bit. No worries, no worries. Streaming for at least another hour. And I do have a couple of questions left. And while we have an hour left, I will open up the little bottle of peated Cotswold Brewery's single malt whiskey. I better finish the tea actually. Which is of course gone cold, but thankfully it's cold herbal tea. Duke of York. Interesting choice there, Stumpy. Well, just for those of you who enjoy AMSR, look. There you go. Oh, good lord.
Let's get to it.
That is strong. That is nice though. That is most certainly the type of peated whiskey I do like. When it comes to whiskey, I like it to taste like it's been rolled around in mud. Let's see. Z06, Z06, Z23, Fletcher, Atlanta, Bismarck, Georgia, Yamato. Ah, oh, knowing my luck, I'm going to get the Yamato, aren't I? Oh well, we'll do a bit of a wide berth and we'll see if we can do a bit of fire starting with the Albemarle. October 69, hello! Talking about battleships, I think Warspite is a very good ships for beginners. Actually, I think the second game of this live stream was a game in the Warspite. It was a victory. I think first place with 90,000 damage in a tier 4 and 5 game. But yeah, Warspite is quite nice. I do like her. Baz, I'll be enjoying like Evelyn, 11 Hoffman Guinness case finish tonight after work. That sounds really nice. Baz, I am spotted. Expect DD competition.
We've been spotted. We've been spotted.
I'm kind of just waiting for some 18-inch shells to come flying over the mountain. At the moment, we're not seeing them. Enemy DD spotted as Fletcher. Vaz just... Oh. I'm sorry, Vaz. You deserve one of those.
Good show. Jolly good show.
That's a jolly good show, Vaz. We are in kiting range for the Bismarck, so burn, baby, burn. This will be Battleship Inferno. At least that's the plan. There's the first fire of the game. Where is the Bismarck? There she is. Second fire of the game.
Fire!
So she's definitely damaged on the first fire. She's firing HE, yeah, she's firing HE. Not too concerned about HE then. That's HE again, isn't it? Alright, time to start kiting it back in, I think. Georgia pushed into the centre. Okay. Blind torpedoes, yeah, very good. Does the Albemarle have smoke? No, the Albemarle does not have smoke. She has radar, which can be swapped out for a catapult fighter consumable. She has sonar, which can be swapped out for a defensive AA consumable. And then she has a monster repair party, which can heal back a lot of HP regen. So hence why I'm not necessarily in a rush to use the repair party, even though I can recover about 7,500 HP at the moment. Pardon me. Best point, stow forward press, cider, served very cold. Oh yeah, no, best point. Stowford press, yeah, no, that is a nice cider. Definitely in a pub in the United Kingdom for sure. I think I have got to look, like, if I'm going to have a pint sometimes at a pub, some of my go-tos would be Old Speckled Hen. That is a nice one. I'm not a big fan of Guinness over here in the United Kingdom. I just don't like the taste of it. But whenever I've got like Guinness, porter that you can buy in bottles in like the supermarkets over here, that has been really nice. So I think it's just like, it must be just the Guinness that you can get in pubs and cans over here. I just don't like it. I think the main thing I usually hear from the Irish lads that have worked at our company before is Guinness over here is god awful in comparison to Guinness over in Ireland. So I think when it comes to Guinness, getting it from basically getting it straight from the actual Irish brewery is definitely the place to get it from. Oh, Komodo! Oh, thank you, Komodo. And I actually do have a special thing for people who do donate. I have this new thing where I can do this, and then I can put
good show.
Give you a sound bite
Jolly
as well.
Good
So thank
show.
you, Komodo. Much obliged. I'm still not. I'm probably a little bit too humble. But yeah, thank you, much obliged. Mrs. Snumpy agrees with the old dotted chicken. Old Speckled Hen is quite nice. Obviously, you can have it as like straight from like the pump. But what I've liked it is when it's been like when it's like filtered, when it's like been when it's cold. I used to really like that when it's that kind of like filtered pint. See, the same when like Guinness is over here in the UK, where it's like it's pushed through a filter. I used to like Old Speckled Hen like that, nice and cold as well. I did terrible that game, but like nothing happened. Like, I feel that's a bit unfair because like there wasn't anything to do on my flank. But like the Albemarle is one in that kind of game where you have a Yamato and a Georgia. You don't want to overextend yourself too quickly because you will just get blapped because your armor can only really resist 15-inch guns. So I played it a bit conservatively at the start because I was spotted. I didn't know where the Yamato was and stuff. And then there was no ships over here. Vaz talked to the ZF6, the Bismarck. I managed to get a couple of fires on, but after that, there wasn't really anything left, and our team literally just rolled over them. Definitely the destroyers being the MVPs in that one. Rightio. I haven't. If anyone has any requests, feel free to shout. Vaz, if you're happy to wait, I will quickly jump to the back at the desk mode. I will answer the last few questions that I have collected from the Let's Play Q&A community post. I'll have another sip of that very delicious peated whiskey. Let's see, where did I get to? Oh, Stumpy. So the majority of the next couple of questions are going to be coming from Stumpy, thank you. But there's also some questions from Sean and from Dimophenis here as well. Stumpy, if it's not too personal, what does the missus think of World of Warships Legends and your work on the channel? She doesn't really care for World of Warships Legends, is the best way to put it. I've always been a bit of a console gamer, playing a bit of this, bit of that, so she's kind of been used to it. Duke of York will do. We'll get the Duke of York ready in the background. So in regards to what she thinks of World of Warships Legends, it's just something that happens, I guess, would be her point of view on it. What she think of my work on the channel, I think she's a little surprised that I've got to where I am. I'm sure she thought when I first started that it was just a thing, just a phase. It wasn't going to go anywhere. And to have grown the channel to where it is now, I think that usually takes that always surprises her. I mean, like some of my family say, do people really want to listen to you? But yeah, at the end of the day, this channel wouldn't really be what it is without you guys. So part of my thanks is always extended to you guys, and especially those of you who are here in the chat. Obviously, it really does. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to do a Q&A without questions being submitted by the community. So having the community always there. I know I'm not a big channel, but I like that, and it's a nice close knit community, and I always do like it. Hello, Pixel Mug. Hello. Another question from Sean Whitling. Also, what got me playing World of Warships Legends? I've kind of covered this previously, but I've always been a World War II history geek, is the best way to put it. I mean, what more can I say? My wife always tells me I'm an old man as well. So I've always had an interest in military history from a very young age. That's just evolved just evolved with time. I've always had a partial interest in naval history. Ironically, I actually have it in Reach. One thing that did get me into naval gaming is Naval Ops Warship Gunner, which is a game on the PlayStation 2 where you could build your own ships and then go into PvE environments to battle your ship that you'd built. That is plans to be featured on the channel in the future once I'm finished testing all this OBS stuff in the background. So that's one thing that kind of got me into naval things, and I think since then I've always been intrigued with World of Warships, and I've always had an eye out on it. Dimophenis, does your spouse share the same interest with you as warships are concerned? In regards to that, no. She doesn't really care for history. I think her enjoyable quote she likes to say is, "I weren't there, so I don't care." However, she's been brought up in a military family, and her father / my father-in-law, he's ex-RAF, and he's very into his military stuff. So me and him got in a house on fire. So she's kind of used to having to put up with going to museums and things like that. And she really did actually enjoy going to HMS Belfast in London, actually. And I think what I'll do, I'll save Stumpy's last 4 questions for the next little break. I do see the Cleveland before the Nerf. Okay, we'll do the Duke of York, and then we'll do the Cleveland. Then we'll do some more questions. So we'll go for this. Juan Carlos, Duke of York, affirmative, and thank you for coming along, much obliged. Would you like the HMS Dreadnought should enter World of Warships Legends? I would very much like HMS Dreadnought to appear in World of Warships Legends. I know that they don't quite know how to introduce her. My personal opinion on how to introduce her would be to have her entered into the game as a tier 3 premium cruiser. She should be a tier 2 battleship, but there's no battleships at tier 2. Making her a tier 2 cruiser is just a little bit OP, considering the caliber of her guns. So that kind of leaves her like going up to tier 3 because of the caliber of her guns, but making her a tier 3 battleship is just incredibly unfair. So I think making her a tier 3 cruiser could be an interesting way of going around it. Vaz would like a Dreadnought personally, even if it doesn't fit in well. Yeah, Major, I'll be back on after your match. Oh, fair enough. You could, well, if you, as always, you're more than welcome to join in the community division. I'm gonna have to do the flank. I don't like doing the flank.
Let's get to it.
What have we got ourselves into? Benham, New Orleans, Helena, Suzuyu, Lyon, Bismarck, Georgia, Kansas, Iowa. Vanguard. I think I'm going to go with the Vanguard, Vaz. I mean, I'm not a fan of pushing in there in a battleship because the islands seriously restrict your maneuverability. And also, destroyers love to play in there, and being in the battleship in there is just no fun because you will get torpedoed. Fixsmoke, how was Belfast, by the way? She and Cavalier are on my bucket list if I ever go across the pond. Belfast was really interesting. She's definitely worth the visit. I only hope that that she survives. That's my huge concern at the moment. She's due a hull inspection in 2025, and if there is serious corrosion to the hull found during that inspection, I have no idea what they're going to do with her, because she is publicly financed. Whether it's, I mean, this is one maybe the good things that wargaming do. Like, I know that wargaming makes a lot of money out of basically doing these games, and they invest into the development, and obviously some of it lines their own pockets and stuff. However, wargaming do a lot of association work with preserved warships. They've done things with USS Texas, and at the moment they're doing a lot of things with HMS Belfast. And so, like, for better or worse, wargaming is intending to help with the, oh boy, I should have turned that on sooner, shouldn't I?
We sank an enemy destroyer. Off to a cracking start.
Sorry, right. Yeah, so wargaming is doing like events and things like that, and basically providing money towards Belfast. I hope that goes to good use by the Belfast like funds and stuff like that. And I hope that Belfast doesn't suddenly get scrapped or something mad like that. I found that quite scary when I was talking to one of the chaps who was on there, who did was one of the volunteers there. Was one of his concerns was that Belfast might get scrapped, and that scares me. That really does. And I think if Belfast does need like fundraising or something, that's something you can expect me to probably chip in on, whether that be through like charity streams or like organising things, and probably even donating myself for sure. And another ship I have my eye on, I haven't checked in recently on it, is HMS Bristol. I really hope that Bristol is preserved as a Falklands War or Cold War museum ship. Let's wait and see, because we couldn't even rescue was it HMS Illustrious or Ark Royal, one of the Illustrious class aircraft carriers of the 1980s variant. Yeah, Vaz, you need to get out of there. They're flexing on this flank hard. Let's see. Oh, Sniper Patch. Well, you're going to get one of these as well. There you go. thank you, Sniper Patch, much obliged, and you can have a jolly good show as well.
Jolly good
thank you.
show.
Thank you, chaps, thank you. I will try and catch up in chat. Where did I get to? Komoto, Duke of York, Nelson, Monarch, Vanguard. Who has the best heel? I think Nelson has the best heel. However, the Nelson has the best heel because she's covered in 25mm of plating all over, so she's not the most survivable. Vanguard, I think Monarch's got a worse heel than Vanguard. Vanguard's quite interesting. I think Vanguard's like a good all-rounder in regards to the amount of heel, pardon me, and the like her survivability in regards to her armor scheme and things like that. So I think like overall I'd say like Vanguard's probably better, but when it comes to the heel, it's definitely the Nelson in the amount of like pounds per punch, I guess you could say, would be a strange acronym for it. Who have I got on this? I've got Cunningham. Cunningham does not have on second floor. So I am just going to have to try and slam a load of HE into the side of this New Orleans and hope for the best. At the same time, I'm trying to keep myself angled against a Georgia and a Bismarck. My armor scheme is not really designed to resist guns of those caliber. We should really be loading AP next. We should be alright there. Okay. I think the Vanguard's taken... Thankfully, the Vanguard's the more survivable one, so he's actually absorbing most of the punches from their battleships back there. I'm going to slow down here. I don't want the island impeding me too much here. Because the New Orleans armor scheme is basically quite favourable for me to pick out. Come on, guns. Just sneaking it through. Oh, is this going to be favourable? Most of it landing short. Right, time to accelerate. Maybe a tad optimistic, but maybe hopefully the lessons learned from dry docking the Texas can be applied to other ships. Well, the thing is, I think, like, with preserved ships and things like that, the best environment for a ship is in the water. It's how they're designed, it's how they're supposed to live. So, putting them into, like, dry dock permanently is not quite favourable because of the squashing. Like, basically, the bottom of the ship would kind of, like push out, almost imagine if it's like you're applying force on Play-Doh as you end up with the squashing of the lower decks. That's something that the American battleships in dry dock or like in mud are kind of suffering with. The best thing you can do for a ship if you do put it in dry dock is to prop it. So if you look at HMS Victory, she's actually still a Royal Navy flagship, and she's been recently propped. And the way the props have been done is basically to apply the same pressure that water pressure would on the lower parts of the ship in order to prevent squashing. I think we are just going to have to play with the Georgia here. This is a really like awkward, like we're constantly retreating and putting up a bit of a fight here. But yeah, unfortunately we don't have any Cold War carriers aside from Midway. One of the Kitty Hawks, I'm going to get Citadel, don't I, is in limbo if I remember correctly. Oh, we need to use a repair party now. Okay, that's quite interesting. Ready for invite whenever? No worries, I'll drop you an invite after this game. Warships Life. Going back to Komoto, in regards to the heel on the Duke of York, I think it's the same as on the KG5. It's just not, you don't get enough of them. That seems to be the big downside of the Duke of York. I mean, if our cruisers can get rid of the Helena, or our cruiser and that battleship. Okay. Well, he did a very good job. So the Vanguard has absorbed a lot of abuse, but that has kind of given me a favourable situation. What I might have to do here is wait for the Georgia to fire. And once she's fired, we're just going to start the turn now. This is very risky. I think we will just have to stick this volley into the Georgia. If we can get this turn mostly completed. There's the Georgia shots. Brace yourself, chaps. Problem was that it was either take... I'm going to have to do something. Let's see if we can do A and B turrets over there. I think she's going to be able to pick out our nose very easily. There we go. Because the KG-5, her nose armor is only really sufficient against 14-inch guns, and you're coming up against a Georgia with basically her 18-inch guns. It's just not favourable. 95,000 damage, 8 fires, 1 kill, which did get us first blood, but that was the Benham which came charged around the corner. What have we got left? We've got an Indianapolis, a Munchkin, and a Bismarck. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, don't worry. So potential, but at what cost? I think that's going to be the big question. I think the enemy Helena is going to wrap up the Bismarck here, maybe. The Muchen's just not got a lot of HP. The Georgia's going to be coming around, which is quite risky. The Indianapolis can help put down the Helena. Coming under fire from the Georgia. I think Indianapolis, you need to kind of just motor around and swing your nose into her. Don't be broadside on, because that's going to happen. Muchen, you're not. This could be a loss, I think. They've got more HP on the board. They probably also got the better DPM in regards to the Helena and the Georgia. So unfortunately, it looks like that game's going to be over. Numpros, hello. Oh, good night, cheerio, Komodo. Have a good night. I think that's everything all up to date there. I see. Oh, what I'll do, I'll jump back to the office for one more final round of questions, which are all of Stumpy's. So Stumpy, you better be here if you ask this many of your questions. So Stumpy's next 4 questions. Will you be revisiting any of your old review videos? I think I most certainly will when things change. I am quite tempted to maybe revisit the Hood, revisit the Nelson, revisit the Fiji and a couple of ships like that. So yeah, I am tempted to revisit some of my old reviews. Maybe that's something I could encourage the patrons to request. Maybe I think as with everything, it's all down to just time and how much I have, and obviously revisiting older ships in regards to how many views and stuff it's probably not going to be amazing. But then again, in some regards, I don't really care about reviews because I am a non-monetized channel. I'm simply doing this as a pure hobby. Yeah, I think I would like to revisit some of the older ships. So I think they are on the to-do list. It's just simply a matter of time when I've got it, I guess you could say. Stumpy's next question is, what's your thoughts on the future of the channel, mid to long term, next few months to a year? I think that maybe partially depends on if I end up with children anytime soon. I think in general regarding the channel, I'd like to continue. I think apart from continuing what I'm doing now, I'd like to improve the live streams. As you're already kind of seeing it, I am doing that in the background. The other things I'd like to do would be like Wales Weekly is definitely quite popular. I might have to look and see if I can rejig my reviews and things like that. Long term, I think if children suddenly sprouted out of the ground, then I would probably look at maybe reining the channel in a bit more and probably just focusing on maybe the live streams on Wales Weekly with the occasional reviews here and there. Somebody's next question is, what top 5 movies or TV shows did Mr. and Mrs. Major watch? We have incredibly different tastes when it comes to TV, so there's not a lot of common ground between us. I think my movies, I think there's always a couple of guilty pleasures and a couple of films I always revisit, but things like Starship Troopers, The Rock, but then I also do like Sink the Bismarck, Cruel Sea. I do like those old films. And amusingly, actually, a piece of common ground that me and the missus do share is obviously Saving Private Ryan. And some of you do know I do have a little bit of a weeb. I do like a bit of anime. I know that's not to everyone's taste. I don't really bring it to the channel. So I do like anime. Amusingly, the missus is kind of getting into it as well. Recently, we just went out and bought loads of manga because she just wanted to give it a go. So yeah, that's on the side of things. Things the missus likes. She likes hospital programs, police programs. She really likes Call the Midwife and things like that. And the last question from Stumpy is, have you tried Mrs. Major on World of Warships Legends? Yes, I have. She's rubbish. She cannot use joysticks. She comes from a generation of console gaming. Like when she played consoles, it was before controllers had these little joysticks. So she was used to the PlayStation 1 and playing like arcadey games on the PlayStation 1. So she is absolutely useless when it comes to actually using joysticks and playing with there. So that's always the amusing one. So she cannot like turn the camera and move at the same time. It's turn camera, move, turn camera, move. She's almost like she's still stuck in like the in the 90s when it comes to gaming, whereas obviously I came to gaming in like the 2000s, I guess you could say. Well, that game's all finished, so we can just quickly jump back to the game. 95,000 damage, coming mid-table on the team, ironically. Vaz coming third, so doing quite well. It was a victory. The Bismarck got the Helen on the enemy team, then the Georgia got our Bismarck, but the Muchin obviously stayed safe and sound behind an island and therefore managed to actually secure us the victory, so can't really complain about that. Obviously going to be dropping Warships for Life a invite, unless there's any particular requests. Not seeing any, so what I think I might do, I might have to degrade a German battleship, but don't worry, I don't have anything against Germany, don't worry. Just don't mention the war. So we'll do HMS Gneisenau, and I'll just let the other chaps sort themselves out. I might just quickly jump back to the at the desk view because it is better. And I'd like to share with you one of my favourite dark chocolates. It's Shocker Cola, which is a German energy chocolate which was developed for the 1936 Olympics. It has it's made with coconut, but it also does contain caffeine, so it does have like a slightly coffee flavoured taste. It is really nice, and it's probably what I would call the best dark chocolate out there. It comes in a nice little tin, and the chocolate pieces, as you can kind of see on the top, they are like these little triangles. Where's the best way to put it? Like that. So a really nice chocolate, German chocolate, and yeah, so my favourite chocolate. There you go. Only mention it because the missus went and bought me a couple of tins of it for my birthday, so that was quite nice. Jump in as we go into the game. Who do we have? Andy Mack, HMS Plymouth. Sad story to that ship as well. Major. Interesting story to look into. Okay. Because of course, like when like HMS Plymouth always comes to mind as like the ship in World Warships with the quadruple 6-inch turrets. Is that HMS Plymouth? What's HMS Plymouth? HMS Plymouth. You're gonna have to remind me. I don't think there was a town class called HMS Plymouth, unless I'm wrong. How is my Friday going? It has been one hell of a week at work. My line manager is away and I'm covering for him, and it has been... It's not been fun. I have not enjoyed it at all. He's away for another week and a half, so I've got another week and a half of potential absolute nightmare fuel to struggle through, but we'll get there when we get there. I guess that's the joys of being in structural engineering. Lampos, what does 07? 07 is like a salute, so the 0 is the head and the 7 is the arm reaching up for the salute. As you may note, I do salute in the British Army and RAF way, whereas the Navy would be like that. The reason being is obviously my background in the Air Training Corps, which is a youth military organisation, I guess you could say. So yes, I can march and things like that, RAF style. Roma. Ironically firing it on the bow tank in Sinop. That's a very interesting choice, Roma. Oh, someone else is over there for sure as well. Warships Life. I love Saving Private Ryan. Saving Private Ryan is a very interesting film. Directed by Tom Hanks. Based off of his experience of the development of the series of... Band of Brothers. Tom Hanks was obviously quite key in regards to Band of Brothers, and obviously I think he even like has a cameo in it. So when I think he got the idea of making Saving Private Ryan after obviously after the works he did on Band of Brothers. The Fletcher does not want to come round. Oh, he's right there. I would love to, Vaz, but he's an absolute nightmare to pick out. He's backing up, so potentially watch your starboard side as you go around the corner. Warship's Life, but you're quite a capable player, so do as you please. That's quite interesting. Sons of Halgan. For those of you who aren't on the PlayStation or have not been playing the PlayStation for too long, Halgan is the home planet of the Helghast from the Killzone series, which is a game series that I very much did enjoy. So it's quite interesting, Sons of Halgan. Right. Oh, is this going to be a trade? Oh, Vaz getting the better of that destroyer engagement by the skin of his teeth. Oh, good lord. I can only hope that Warship's Life has will to rebuild and I can maybe keep some partial proximity to him, but this is a very awkward situation. My only hope is maybe I can offer them a slightly different flavour of meat in order to chomp their teeth into. You know what you know what's going to happen, chaps. I'm going to be playing the Gneisenau in a degrading manner. So tally ho. Actually, I should even use the sound.
Tally ho. There they are.
Speed and power.
Sally forth.
I have a cunning plan.
I think I've literally just been a great big distraction to the enemy team rather than actually contributed much in general.
Gegnerisches Schlachtschiff zerstört. Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
Will do. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm slowing down here. I understand what you mean now. If you close into proximity, should be all fine. German accuracy. Oh, what do you mean German accuracy? It doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Dude, I'm from Hartlepool, so I got to watch the rebuild of Warrior. Oh, HMS Warrior. Yeah, I've been on HMS Warrior. She's quite interesting, actually. There we go. Hopefully, Warships for Life, his World Rebuild will start working soon, so I'll start doing a partial turn to starboard, and we'll see how things go. There we go. Keep calm, Mr. Mannering. Oh, don't worry, that is on the list of things I want on my soundboard. The issue is just trying to find a sound bite that is like the perfect "Don't panic, Mr. Mannering," and also without any kind of music or anything like that in the background. Oh boy, who invited the Nagato to the event? Have you got enough HP? Yeah, okay, right. I'm going to be counting up the Nagato, so your choice is either keep up with me or hope for the best. 112 secondary hits, yes, and fingers crossed we get some more. Nagato. Again, she's a tier 6 battleship, so her bow armour should not be sufficient to ricochet 15-inch guns. Obviously, the joys of dispersion. We'll close in to torpedo range and see how things go. It's the Rossos class frigate during the Falklands War. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that then. Oh, jolly good show.
Good show. Jolly good show.
This is my favourite film in Zulu. It's a timeless classic. Yeah, no, I along with Bridge Over the River Kwai, I guess I have to have Bridge Over the River Kwai as one of my favourite films, simply because it's almost like the theme tune of the channel. A terrible game of the Gneisenau, but what do you expect when I play German battleships in such a degrading way? Right, 118 secondary hits, which has been good fun. We are closing to the last game of the stream, and so you know what that means, chaps. You know which ship we will be playing, and hoping that we get a reasonable game in for a change. And that will be, obviously, the glorious, the mightiest Hood. May she offer us a prey to RNG. That's all we can do. What the hell, Citadel's through the front? Yes, well, you got 16-inch guns, and the Nagato's bow can only resist 14-inch guns, so you can punch straight through the bow. It's worth noting, like everyone, like for a tier 6 battleship, not a single one of them can resist more than 14-inch guns. The Snop does have an icebreaker, which does make it slightly more survivable, but the very top part of her bow is only able to resist 14-inch guns. So with the Snop being a 16-inch gun battleship, you can punch straight through the nose of the Nagato. So as Nagato, as any tier 6 battleship, do not try and battle tank a battleship with larger than 14-inch guns, because you will just get just hurt really bad. Not sponsored, by the way. No. This channel is completely non-sponsored and non-monetized in its entirety. Right, let's have a look. So Hood is a speedy girl. Ooh, potentially favourable game for the Hood as well, being a 5 and 6 game. I will do a better shipping forecast. T61 Benson, Nuremberg, Exeter, Mayuku, Fuso, Poltava, Scharnhorst. Someone's trying to say go up the middle. That's not a playstyle I really like. Certain ships do it, certain ships don't.
Teammate, I need your support. Teammate, I need your support.
Yeah, we're not going to play the middle. The middle is like a quick way to die. Stumpy, you can't call it the unsinkable Hood when she sunk in a rather dramatic fashion. Ooh, opening the game with a 3,000 damage volley on the Scharnhorst. Gonna angle this away because of her 11-inch AP shells coming in. She vastly underestimated us there. We also have the Poltava and another Scharnhorst. What else do we have here? We have the Mayuku. We do have a Benson going in the middle versus Fubuki. Probably advantage Benson unless the torpedoes can get advantage. We should be alright here, fingers crossed. I guess my shells did hit the Poltava. Oh god. Nice work. So with my with my Hood, she has very good gun angles, and with a speed build, she can kind of reverse in and like speed out of the action as well. Hence why I'm doing this kind of playstyle here. This unfortunately has not been favourable for Warships here, who's been focused because he's on a 1v3 here. So I need to kind of like get myself back into range and try and offer up another bit of meat that the enemy can get their teeth into. I'm sorry about this, Warships. Just trying to make sure I don't clash warships here, so I'm just going to put a bit of metal on. Oh, damn, the iron indicator only just popped out at the last second. Okay, that Scharnhorst over there is in the perfect situation for me to really fight with. We've got too many ships going up the middle that we've actually capitulated. It's almost like we've capitulated both flanks, which I really don't like. It's one of the reasons why I would not advocate a centre play.
Requesting support.
Oh, hello, Casey. Hello. Hood never sinks, she just transfers into a submarine. Well, ironically, Hood was actually called the it was nicknamed the Royal Navy's largest submarine because her rear deck was always awash with water. I wish I could like just give you some of my repair parties or something warships. I feel a bit bad. Sorry. Yeah, so the Hood was nicknamed the Royal Navy's largest submarine.
Enemy battleship detected.
Scharnhorst does not want to pop out. Which is a bit irritating. Okay, she's gone now, very nice.
Fire! Problem solved, sir. Fire!
Maybe I could potentially draw the Poltava up, actually. Because the Scharnhorst's just firing HE because she's got 11-inch guns. Poltava is the biggest threat there. 2 shatters and a bounce. Come on.
We've been spotted! Achtung, melde Zielposition.
Right. Let's turn this big girl around and see what we can do. My fault, I overextended, got 3 citadels from the Poltava, then just wanted me dead. And so I still feel bad because I kind of feel like, because I angled away, like a Nelson has to angle in. So that unfortunately meant that on this flank where our battleships decided to race back to base, it wasn't favourable. I'm kind of thinking here, it might be more advantageous for me to actually push across the map and see if I can make sure that they don't start taking our base, because like the York is legged it, the Grouse Spay's legged it, and they got 2 cruisers over here, and I've got the speed to get over. Maybe I might see if I can do a volley
Our team has taken the lead.
on the Poltava. If we can ever see the Poltava, there she is. Ooh, that was actually quite a good hit. Okay, time to do what Hood was really designed to do, which was to be a supreme cruiser. Or the most supreme class of cruiser. What do we have? So I'm going to get rid of the Nuremberg first. The reason being is I want to remove their DPM if I can. There she goes.
Enemy cruiser sunk. Victory is in sight.
Right, at this range, it is an Exeter, so I am going to use my sonar. It's one of the nice benefits that Hood does have. She has sonar, which is very more of a self-defense sonar rather than like any kind of like advantageous sonar. But in a situation like this where there's an external smoke screen, it's kind of in my favour to like the Exeter does have better sonar. She will be able to detect me at 5.2 if she turns hers on, like now. So she's got a good idea where I am. Whether or not, now I suspect I'm just going to get a load of overhands.
Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes dead ahead.
There you go. And now, if the Exo was clever, he should just beams it forward and try and swing it round to get his 4 torpedo launchers on me. Fortunately, it's a little bit too late, and the Exo does have a nice elevated citadel, so there you go.
We destroyed an enemy cruiser in sight.
I might be able to close in on the rear of the Fuso if the game drags on, because I can do 37.9 knots, but chances are 2 battleships and a destroyer, Fubuki, they should be able to deal with the Fuso. Let's catch up with the chat. HMS Hood hunts down all the ghosts of the U-boats. Hood is definitely a ghost ship that I would not want coming after me. Oh, David Knight. The wife's great uncle was a stoker on Hood when she sank. Oh, good lord. Not his fault, apparently. Yes, the sinking of the Hood was very much the Germans' fault. I will say that. Joshua, hello, Joshua. I'd love to see you roll out the Belfast and the Flint. Oh, I'd love to. Unfortunately, we are getting into when I have to end the stream, unfortunately. But definitely, if you're around to the next Friday's live stream, give me a shout when I'm streaming. I will try and play the ships. Dude, Russian buyers with the Patava, yeah, with those bounces and those things like that. Let's see, first place, can't complain. First place by 3 points. There's 3 of us all very close. Like Warships, you must have done quite a decent effort in the time that you were around. So, all respects to yourself there. I will dismiss the division. But thank you, chaps, for obviously joining in there. I will just quickly jump to the desk view, and we will then just go through the usual. Hello, Admiral Criff. Hello. I have answered all your Admiral Criff. The questions not regarding modelling have been answered in the stream, but the questions regarding modelling I have reserved for a future like painting live stream, which I plan to do. I might see. It depends on time, but I might see if I can do it Sunday. Joshua, I've brought. Actually, I can take these headphones off now. There we go. Joshua, I've brought a few premiums, but the Belfast I got for free is one of my favourites. Oh, yeah, no, Belfast is very nice, very nice. Dude, I spent 400 dubs on Summer Big Crate hoping for Commander XP and got the Belfast. Never lucky. As I always say, chaps, avoid spending doubloons on loot boxes. At the end of the day, they're not really worth one. You're kind of playing into Wargaming's hands. However, I assume that you're all mature people who can calculate your own risks and things like that. So if you do have the disposable income and you know what you're getting into, then fine. But at the end of the day, I think if you want something in particular, your best thing to do is just wait until it actually becomes available and purchase it there and then. But yeah, evening, Admiral Criv. GG's and thanks for the stream. No, thank you. Admiral Criv, I'll go to restart the stream then. No worries. Pixel, thank you for the stream. No, thank you. Just got Shelly Beeple from the Free Stellar Crate. Oh, very nice Warships Life. Right, I will quickly skim all the way to the beginning of the stream. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has come along. Obviously, as always, chaps, if you can give the stream a thumbs up before you go, that would be much obliged. Otherwise, yeah, feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed, but I think most of you chaps are subscribers, so I'd like to say thank you to everyone, and also thank you to all the patrons. And going through the people who have commented in the chat, I would like to say thank you to Mike X Gaming, to Stumpy West, to David Knight. I'd like to say thank you to Dude, I'd like to say thank you to Sniper Patch. I'd like to say to Andy, thank you to Andy Mack. Thank you to, who else did we have tonight? It's been a very busy chat. Thank you to Lucian West, hello. Thank you to Komoto. Thank you to Naval History Hub, always good to see you. Thank you to Salty Sacks. Thank you to Adam Cole as well, good to see you. Obviously, I'd like to say thank you to Komoto for your donation as well. Thank you to October69. Thank you to Juan Carlos. Thank you to Sniper Patch for your donation as well. Thank you to Pixel Mug. Thank you to Lampros. Thank you to Warships for Life. I think that's... thank you to KC Siemens. Thank you to Joshua Mitcham. I think that is everyone. So thank you to everyone who has come along. I need to actually... yes, I can do it here. Okay, that's all good. So yeah, thank you to everyone. It's all been great fun, actually. Very interesting. Thanks for everyone who did submit questions. That is, obviously, I can't do a Let's Play Q&A without questions. So everyone who has submitted questions, thank you. If your questions didn't get answered this stream, it's probably because there were questions relevant to model making and things like that. So I do plan to do a model making live stream in the future, where I will probably be painting the Victory at Sea Ark Royal miniature, while just answering questions and just having a bit of a chat. At the end of the day, although Back to the Port is a mostly World of Warships Legends focused channel, it is generally, a naval channel, I guess you could say. So we'll be doing random things like model making and even playing some other naval games. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. We can go to the glorious Hood in her historical inspired made up camouflage, which I kind of have grown liking to at the moment. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. Chin chin, cheerio. Look after yourselves, stay well, have a good morning, good evening, a good night, and a good afternoon, I guess, wherever you are in the world, and have a good weekend. And until next time, I'm the Gab Major, and back to the port.